Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this is my first update on my pan dot palette. And if you have not seen that video, the intro, I will link it in the description box for you guys. If you've been following me, you will see my first update, and I have a little revamping to do. But let's get started with what I am using for pan dot palette. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Pan dot palette is where you take a palette and you try to pan it, complete it, finish it, or maybe a couple shadows you may choose to finish it within a certain time frame. And for me, I have joined the bandwagon where people are trying to pan a palette in 2015, so you have 12 months to complete it. I, however, have chosen 3 palettes. First is the Comfort Zone palette, which I've had for a very long time, and I'll talk about each of them individually in my progress. Urban Decay Deluxe Deluxe Shadow Box, and LA Colors Blushing Nudes palette. So this is what it looks like. So let's go with each of them and where I'm at and talk a little about it. I'm actually revamping this project pan, and I am taking out my Blushing Nudes palette. I paid $1.99 on Cherry Culture for this palette. It contained at least 12 shadows initially and about at least 5 matte colors. It has satin and shimmer, and one color that has glitter in it, which is this color here. Now I've actually hit pan totally on one, almost on this, and considerable in this one. I'm very close to hitting pan on this color here, and I have a really good dent on this one. Consistent use would more or less bring me to having hitting pan soon, and I've also have considerable dent in this one, and this, and this. Now I'm pulling this out. Why? Because the matte colors in itself actually are getting chalky. So like these 2 colors here, which this initially I moved to transition, and then sometimes this in a crease, or if I want a nice brown smoky eye, I will use this one. They are coming out a bit chalky, and these 2, the only colors that seem to be working really on point are this color here. This one is a little chalky, but then this one here and this darker color. The grays and stuff and the charcoal colors and that glittery black, they work okay, but I paid $1.99 for this, and I find that it's I don't want to say it's a waste of money to try to spend all year to pan it when I have other expensive palettes. Kind of, that's the reason why, but mainly because it's chalky. I am gonna keep this a little longer in my collection, maybe mid-year, and use it on and off, especially to finish maybe these colors here, but I'm not gonna keep this up to try and pan. I've actually chosen another palette that was gifted to me, and this is the MUA Undress Me Too. Got this from Melissa. I decided to try and use this instead as a neutral palette to pan by the end of the year. Now, believe it or not, this has more product in it than those. This is 12 colors again here, and there are more colors. It has more in the pans because this is 9.6 grams, whereas that palette is 8 grams. So this is a lot more. It's a newer palette that I'm starting from February with, so it's going to be a bit challenging, but I said, okay, even if I can complete at least 6 shadows in this by the end of the year, that will be awesome. And this is a palette that I can use for every day. So totally new. I have a review with swatches on this palette that you guys can check out. Next would be my Urban Decay Deluxe size. This has been one of the first I would say mid-range high-end brand palettes that I own, and I can tell you this much, I've tried using it a lot. So if you saw like purple looks and blue looks, green, and they were bright, it was more or less me reaching for this palette. I did not use the neutral colors that much because I had neutral colors in other palettes. I use at least these palettes at least once a week, but I need to put more effort into them because I did not make a lot of progress. But I had my birthday and Christmas and all those, so I had palettes that I wanted to try out. I know as the year goes on there will be new palettes that'll pop up, but there are like moments where I would not have I would not be purchasing palettes and all that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking January it suffered a bit or dwindle, but as the months go by it's going to get a lot more use and I wouldn't have to feel bad altogether. I did use almost all of the colors there except this color, and I think I used these two, so it was only like this color. Use a little of that called Zero. I have a fear that that might be one of the very last colors that I will pan. So the green and the blue also don't have, but the neutral colors do have a considerable dent. This color has a considerable dent. Then comes this color Ransom. Now I can tell you this much, I've had this for years. I can't even remember. I have to check back to see what is the first date for when this palette came out, because that's when I got it. And I can tell you the quality of the shadows has dwindled a lot. If I actually have a friend who has a reasonably new one, like for a year, I think she bought it like a year ago, and pigmentation is on point. It's almost as when I purchased this. This on the other hand, now because it has been opened and used, I think this may be expired in itself, but I can't wear it for long days. Similarly with my Comfort Zone, I've had this so long since this Wet n Wild produced the 3 Comfort Zone Petal Pusher Blue Handmade Hello. I got this, and the quality of like some of the colors are not staying on point as they used to. This one has just a little piece here. It had a bigger piece when we started. I use this for my inner tear duct. The pan on the highlight color here has gone more. I've used this pan more than the Deluxe because I love this, and it's just quick and easy to use, so that this got a lot more love. I think there was just a little bit of pan, like a tiny dot of pan that you would see in this one. Now you're seeing considerable, and these 2 colors here don't have any pan at all. So I'm gonna hope that by the end of February, that update, that there's going to be like some sort of pan there. But I know I'm going to use this and make some progress. I just have to remember to incorporate them a lot more. I did use this palette today, and I'm sure I'm going to use this one tomorrow for work, so that leaves me for the rest of the week to try to use up maybe incorporate this at least once. So that is it for my Pan palette update. It's not a lot different from where I started, but I'm very hopeful that I'm going to make progress and use up these products by the end of the year. If you are doing this project, let me know where you're at. I would love to see out your video and encourage you to keep working at it. I'm going to end here because my doggies are behaving crazy, and I'm going to see what they're up to, because it's kind of a little strange that they're behaving the way they are. So until my next update, thanks for watching. Bye.